You're unmuted.
Great. Hi, Hey, Katie. So it is 6:31 p.m. and we are still waiting to see if we have a quorum. So please hold and we'll get started in just a minute. Hi, Katie.
So quiet in the room.
All right, so we're unmuted now. Great. So it is 6:34 p.m. I need to not have my camera on. So we're going to call this meeting to order. This is the October Executive Committee meeting for Manhattan Community Board 2. And I am the chair, Valerie De La Rosa, and we're going to get started. We do have a quorum. So the September 2025 Executive Committee minutes were sent around. And do we have any changes to those minutes, or any amendments, or do I have a motion to approve the minutes? Motion to approve. Okay, so Susan with a motion and Mara Fitzgerald with a second. Okay, so with that, I'm going to move on to the chair's. So let me just quickly, a few things I'd like to go over this month. So let me just share my screen. All right, so I want to go over just a couple of things of like procedures and operations as part of my chair's report. So on committee reports and committee minutes, I'm just gonna kind of just want to clean up a little bit on there. So we need to make sure that we just all remember that the votes of our public members on committees don't count towards the outcome, which is from our bylaws, and that we need to have a separate tally for that on the reports and the minutes and in the resolution. So so that way everyone has the same format. I'm open for discussion on this, but just so that everyone has the same format, and that way it's standard across all of the resolutions and there's no question about it. I'll send this out over email in a either one pager for everyone. I understand you are either in the process of submitting your reports, or you haven't yet, or you have already. And so we may just need to follow up or have you just kind of clean that up if it's not clear. If your committee doesn't have any public members, or the public member that you have was not present for the meeting, then we can just have the office standardize that. But if you do, and it is questionable, we'll just need to help you kind of update that for us. That would be helpful. So that's really long. And so there is a short version you can use as well. So either vote unanimous in favor, you could style it this way. You don't need to put all of the other, if it's 100%, everyone is in favor. And then I was trying to just have it be this, but I was also just wanting to make sure that this was a flexible format for everyone. And then if it's not unanimous, and you have opposition, putting the first initial and then the full last name there, and putting the names. I guess I put two there when there really should be one down on the second one. And then same thing here with board members. If someone recuses, putting the initial, last name, and the reason for recusal.
Will you send these around?
I will send it around. I was going to send this out as an email initially, but realized there were some other issues that came up. Yes, Katie.
What if your committee has no public members? Do we just say not on the committee? I mean, what helps you understand that we're tracking it properly? Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, if you don't have public members, and I wouldn't put, you don't need to
Just
put
leave
the
it
line
blank.
on there.
People would
Okay.
assume you have no public members.
Yeah, because you would have public members not attend. You would have that at the top of your report if you had any public members, whether they were in attendance or they were absent with notification. So
That'll be helpful. It'll be okay that we don't mention them. Okay, thank you.
But just the format with the vote and the board members and whatnot. Okay, any questions on this format? Or discussion?
So no questions on the format, but I mean, so if there's a refusal, do we have to record the reason for the refusal on the document? Is that what you just said? So if somebody is abstaining when they have a conflict, which happens all the time, I know we discussed this, that it's not enforceable, but I mean.
If someone decides to abstain because of what reason? For
Because they have a
financial gain?
conflict.
Because they have a
If-
financial
If
gain?
they have an
That's a
actual
refusal.
basis for a
But they're
recusal,
not
that's what you
recusing.
record.
This is happening and there's no recusal.
It's happening at the committee level, it's happening at full board.
It's happening at full board.
I'm sorry, are you saying somebody is abstaining when in fact they have to be
They
recusing?
should be recusing.
That's what you record because that's what affects the basis for determining what a majority is. That's the one you have to record. It overrides an abstention.
I agree, but what if,
Then this sounds like a COIB complaint perhaps, because
yeah,
we're not
yeah.
the enforcer of someone's choice to abstain or
What
recuse.
Susan brought up is the recusal doesn't count towards the vote count, but an abstention.
thank you.
And the difference is the recusal is an obligatory thing.
Right,
Oh, I understand the difference. I
is
was,
that correct?
You're just saying we can't force someone to recuse if they don't want to.
Recusal does not count towards quorum, that person still counts towards.
Not in the denominator. In
But
the
it doesn't
denominator,
affect the
right.
outcome of the
Right,
vote, other than the absence of a yes.
whereas an abstention counts as a no.
Exactly right.
right, yes, I think that's it for the slides of this motion. And to continue with the rest of the chair's report. Regarding, and this is kind of about, is we know that our default, right, our default participation on the board is in-person attendance, right? With the exceptions being the extraordinary circumstance form and the medical disability waiver. I think I have that name correct. So, and so in-person attendance, was looking through some of the past committee reports, and the majority of our public members seem to attend via Zoom. And so just kind of the idea that if we're expecting, and the obligation for a public member is to be, it's the one meeting they participate in, that we should, and I'm open to this discussion here, that we should think about it being the default, the way it is for board members, since it's the one meeting. Several of us sit on the committee as full board members. And just this idea that, well, it would be nice if that could be the exception as well, as for as busy as, and especially as I look around this table and there are 4 people sitting here who have 3 meetings that they're attending, I think in person this week for this board. And so I just want to, yes.
What is the legal requirement
So the legal requirement is that
for public members?
for public members, it's really up to, it's something that we could incorporate into our bylaws. It is, I've looked at the charter and our bylaws and the open meetings law. And so what does that mean? It doesn't mean that they can only attend and participate in person. It would just be about extending the extraordinary circumstance, which we know is a one-off type of item if they qualify, and then a medical disability waiver if they qualify, just the same for board members, since it does say that they are held to the same standard of conduct. However, they are not public servants in the same way that we are seen as. But they do the conflict thing, it does apply to them though.
Given that, my thoughts are public members are either bring expertise or ramping up or ramping down in terms of community board. So in transportation has 2 public members. One used to be a full board member, but because of his travel schedule, sometimes is on Zoom, and I'd rather have that expertise than not, and a traveling for work doesn't qualify under our rules. But that's why this person chose to leave the board. And then another person is more elderly and often participates via Zoom. I have no idea what their health situation is.
Have them fill out a form and
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe they're doing it by choice. I don't know what their situation is. I'm just saying I would rather get the expertise without, and encourage them to attend without requiring. That's my gut response.
So I think it's just about, I'm sorry? First of all, can you come up?
Yes, the
We're
microphone.
not looking to exclude, it would just be about having the form
Does it
filled out.
make a difference since their votes don't count towards
That's
the
true, too.
outcome of
Yeah.
the committee
Yeah,
vote, right? I'm just bringing that up as a,
Yeah, it doesn't.
I just
but
have
I think the encouragement, I would rather see if people are ramping up, that they come and participate. So that they
Exactly.
meet people
That's
and,
something we remind
you know, and
people of.
that's-
I think it's more of an encouragement thing than
It's not a right. I'm not proposing a bylaws, but I'm just offering that as an option, but just the idea that we would have them fill out those forms as well. That way we can just have that captured, yes.
Well, we have, the 1-page application. I mean, that would be something that if we ultimately decide that's where you'd put it in.
Oh, it's going to go in the renewal letter as well. It's kind of a checklist and kind of a self-reflection of how many meetings did you attend this year, et cetera. We're not looking to exclude people here, but I just want to make sure that, because I've got a list for one committee where there's more people that want to be public members of one committee in particular, that they've exceeded if I were to add one more, they're exceeding the limit. And so I'm trying to find ways to also deepen the bench on the public member side. So but that will be part of the renewal process, which we're going to be sending out probably within the next 30 days, since it is on the calendar year. So with that, and then next, we talked about the vote count. And And then the other thing I want to talk about of kind of cleaning up, we're coming into a new comptroller, new administration. So it's been probably like 4 years from the last audit of community boards. Right, was it
From the
2021?
controller
Yeah, the
audit?
controller, yeah.
I don't know when it happened here, but at CB7, it was.
Was all the same year, it's all the same year.
Then 2020.
Okay, so it's about to come up, so I'm just trying to clean up everything before it starts to be, and when I say clean up, I mean keep everything on the up and up as it is always. And so in terms of that, we got dinged as well as several other boards got dinged about the recordings of our meetings. This is something, our goal, this started before COVID with this board of wanting to document our full board meetings because of budget issues. We only did it at full board, and then COVID came along and we started having every meeting on Zoom that was then recorded, archived, and put on our YouTube page. So recording all meetings going forward is the default. I think we've all discussed about transparency being important, so that way people can participate by going back and forth and reviewing the meetings, and especially with term limits coming up, being able to have this information documented. So that's going to be the default moving forward. Do I have any questions on that? Any discussion on that?
Gene has his hand up.
Eugene?
Oh, I think that's just the cursor.
That's just. Yeah. It's okay.
So we're never,
Katie. I have a quick question. Is aren't all of our committee meetings currently recorded, or is it SLA that doesn't have is SLA the only committee that doesn't record?
SLA actually does record. We just don't do a hybrid meeting.
Oh, okay. All right. Got it.
Maybe.
So there are so cannabis licensing is currently in person only. And then there's a request to have the schools and education meeting this month in person only. So.
But hybrid,
No, I was told it was in person only.
in person only, but, oh yes, and we're gonna record it.
I wasn't told that we were going to be recording it.
Yeah.
I don't think Mark was aware of that. Do we have an update on that location for the schools and education meeting? That's
Make
okay.
sure I'm heard.
Yeah.
So I just received this afternoon, in the midst of all the other things going on today. Yes, we are confirmed for the school. I'll be putting the permit in tomorrow morning.
Fantastic, thank you.
Great. So,
That's Monday, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
we've got the right date, that's all.
okay, good. So is there any discussion on that moving forward, that we're going to record with video and put it up on our YouTube page for cannabis and for schools and ed? Is there any?
Hello?
Yes,
Go ahead.
Katie?
So did you say that in the past there was a budgetary constraint about it? And how was that, if so, how was that budgetary restraint resolved? Constraint. Did you say that we weren't recording for budgetary purposes in the past?
I was barely on the executive committee when that happened. So if somebody else wants to speak to that, who was actually looking, if you need, you need to come up here.
We started recording meetings, and that's how we found Mark Moss. That was Mark Moss's introduction to all of community boards. We started recording the full board meetings, and that was something that, I don't know, it was something I think they're exploring, is to be required to make accessible all of our meetings to people to view and watch. And from that, not long after, within a year, COVID started. But then with COVID, we now have all the equipment, as you're participating now, right, to easily document most of the meetings. And then through all that, there was a request from the borough presidents through there to expand accessibility to what we do, so more people could participate, see what we're doing, particularly parents or people who couldn't be here, so that they, even if it wasn't a hybrid meeting, they could still come back and be aware of what we were doing, and the general public. So there's always expansive language, I think. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, from all the electeds about this. And so one of the things I think is asking for more funds, as we go. But there's some limitations, but when we're set up in this room, it's not really a budgetary limitation.
Well, since we're talking about the budget tonight, do we have to make any requests for money to cover this?
Isn't the big issue, though, it's going to be the full board meetings because we're actually hiring somebody, we have been.
So it's really not the issue to be discussed here because we're
No,
we're not
right.
changing that. And so as a committee chair, your choice is to either have a hybrid meeting where you take testimony and you have people participate back and forth, or to have it recorded the way SLA has it and then posted the next day on YouTube. So those are the two options to move forward, just so it's all streamlined. Katie?
No problem.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so I think that is all that I had on that. Mark, would you like to go to your chair's report?
Sure, thank you. So some of the doubling up of in the realm of calendar updates. Human Services is not going to meet in November, so that eliminates one of our doubled up dates. So Outdoor Dining Working Group has Monday the 17th all to itself. The one doubled up date that remains is SLA 1 and Parks and Waterfront on Wednesday, November 5th. It's a reschedule because of Election Day on the Tuesday, so SLA goes to the Wednesday. And
Oh, they already have the second location, right?
Right, we had second one, so we're all set with that. Okay. The holiday party, I need confirmation whether we're shooting for the 8th or the 15th.
So I thought they couldn't do the 8th because we wanted the 8th. You said they could not do the 8th.
Are we doing a
back
Sunday?
and then now they're offering it, so I wanted to, so.
I'm sorry, no, this is Monday.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong month. Sorry.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Okay, so
I would prefer for it to be on the 8th, not during a religious holiday.
very good.
For the 8th.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 8th.
Okay. I reported previously about the attempt to restore the labyrinth over here. It turns out it's going to be complicated because DOT doesn't want us to do it. So I'm going to keep following up on that. There's a possibility that the garden people may ask for forgiveness. The EEC audit, the Equal Employment Practices Commission audit, we are essentially done. The chair has done the additional trainings that you had to undergo in order to satisfy DCAS. We've submitted all of the certificates and so forth, and we've recommended that they take us off their watch list. I'll report when that actually happens. DNS and budget priorities will be going into that this evening. Thank you for those who submitted your budget requests. Thank you also for those who have submitted narratives. The updates to the narratives are particularly important because that's what people read. Reminder, I'm sure we'll get to it tonight, but in addition to the new way we do the budget priorities, which is agency by agency, not even committee by committee, some of you very correctly have budget priorities that address different agencies, depending on the subject matter, and that is appropriate, and I'm sure there's going to be a space for that. But then remember, we still are charter mandated to come up with 3 top district needs overall. Last year, they were the IMT, the mental health for vulnerable populations. It was Howard Street and the need for affordable housing. And it was sort of a smorgasbord of school-related equipment and for different schools. So whatever it is you choose, my suggestion, but not requirement, of course, is that whatever the top 3 district needs we choose should also be coordinated with a budget request to go with. Although not
I assume that's where they come from, no?
Well, it is possible that you could identify a district need that could be solved by policy as opposed to by money. But generally speaking, the top 3 are money. And I think that's all I have unless there are questions.
So to go to the draft calendars for November, I just want to quickly let me share my screen again. As we're closing out October, since that is this is the one. Okay, so I just want to confirm with schools and ed and traffic, whether or not you'll be meeting on these days. I know that schools and education, that Patricia had sent over some agenda items, so I just wanted to double confirm.
For November?
For no, I received schools and ed agenda items for November, so I just wanted to confirm these 4 dates, are you going to be meeting or not, since they are the week of holidays. I'm not discouraging the meeting, but I just want to be able to give the office and also the public and your committee members whether to know to hold these dates or not.
I would say no for December and most likely for November, but we got to figure out what's going on with Canal Street.
Okay, so you think on the 25th that there will be something, or it could be
Yes.
before? Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, should it take off on December 23rd?
yes,
Know that?
yeah, well.
Okay.
Monday. Glad I'm not on that committee.
I don't want to keep the committee.
Okay, no meeting in December. So did you hear that, Mark? No schools and ed meeting in December.
Got it, thank you.
Okay, but so you both are going to meet the Monday and Tuesday before Thanksgiving,
Yes.
correct? Okay,
I'm sorry, could I just jump in one more thing?
yeah,
This Friday is the publishing of the November calendar. I think we have all of your agendas for those who's not driven by applications, but it's this Friday.
we
too, and I
don't,
think
but we'll go over it.
very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, so for schools and ed, we have your October agenda here. Great. When we go to, we'll just quickly do this, not do the reports yet, because we have to do the budget items. And then for the 24th, you were good on this, you sent this over. And then no December meeting. So, okay, so then human services, not here. We have their agenda items for the next meeting, and they're not meeting November, December. And the next meeting will be January 2026. We will have the 2026 calendar sent out like maybe 2 weeks before executive committee meeting. So that way you have before the November executive committee meeting. So that way everyone has a chance to look over the dates. So we'll get that. So we have time. There's just a lot on tonight. We have already kind of laid it out, and so we will send it around for comments, and that way we'll have a really robust and quick discussion at our November executive committee meeting. And then for traffic TBD on this, we're having a call on this tomorrow for November. For October, so that's gonna double up on the 30th. So we'll have human services here, pending all other things. Yes?
I just want to go back to the calendar for 2026.
Uh-huh.
So you want those materials the first week of November. You want that laid out.
We have it laid out. I'm gonna send it out for district. Yeah. We have it laid out. But I'm gonna send it around so everyone can look at it, compare it to their calendar. So that way when we come together to talk about it.
Okay.
And then what's more for your report? I don't think I have an agenda for you. No agenda there. SLA's meeting. And then for parks, what do we have for November? I just took things from the 6-month outlook. So,
Yeah, I just want to look at it, see if it's changed by by what we wrote in our.
yeah, it's right here.
We do need to have in Square in Jackson Square. Gotta check with.
Okay. So we'll just,
That's good examples.
okay, great. Okay. So we'll get that updated. We don't need to work on this.
I wanted to attack the problem head on.
Who is this?
Totally random.
Somebody got somebody's ad, so somebody got an ad that came up.
Okay. And then for land use, what do we have on the agenda for the 12th? I just pulled these from I just pulled these from there.
We're looking to maybe get a report. Katie and I need to talk to Andrew Berman. We may want to have him come in and talk about his report on the Soho No rezoning.
Okay.
Let's.
It'd be great to figure that in the next day or two.
In the next couple days, yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you. And then we don't need to talk about December there. And then landmarks, that's their next meetings are the 14th and then for cannabis, I don't have you meeting in November on the website calendar. It wasn't on the calendar, but I see it's here. And so will you guys be meeting on the 10th? Yes.
And we're not, in December, it's on this night of the holiday party.
Yeah, so we'll just have to, we don't need to double it up on another night. Ooh.
There's no other day, is there?
It does not appear that way. Do you have agenda items?
Two new applications and a review of proposed regs.
Okay, so,
That's gonna be a pretty substantial meeting.
and you have an issue with the 10th?
I didn't realize it was the day before the holiday when you guys asked me to move for the party.
No, that's November. This is November.
Oh.
Yeah, this is November.
It is still the day before.
It is
Veterans
still the
Day.
day before Veterans
Doesn't-
Day, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, go away.
I don't have Veterans Day off, so I will. Fortunately, I don't have it.
I guess we'll have to keep the 10th unless, for some weird bizarre reason, land use or landmarks moves around. Then I'd like to. push
Okay.
forward.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so then that's it on that. Okay, so that's it on the November, and December, we need to find you another date. Because it's the second night of, it'd be the second night of Hanukkah, would be the 15th. You don't want to do that. Okay, I don't know where else in December this could go. If,
Could double up with SLA. Just throw it.
oh, yeah, that's true.
In the world.
That's true. The 2nd or the 4th, the room is open in December.
We could have our meeting and just roll on mass after.
I mean, well, it sounds like it's a actual meeting. I don't know if
No, the substantial one is November.
oh, okay.
But it's not a religious holiday in the same way that it.
Well, the thing is, we have the conference room open on the 2nd and the 4th. We just need the meeting started by someone besides Mark, because he would be at SLA, so. And we'd probably need a second. Okay, we can figure that one out. All right, so next item is the district needs statement, a statement of budget priorities for fiscal year 2027. So all we have to decide on at this meeting is what are our top three budget. Wait, what is it called again, Mark?
Top three district needs.
Top three district needs that can be budget items if they're existing from this list, which is typically what we do, is take it from these, but there's an opportunity to have something else. And then we are gonna send that to full board to be voted on, the three district needs.
Technically speaking, we should be voting on all of the priorities that we're going to put in. It's just that because they're committee specific, unless one board member wants to influence how another committee ranks them, it should be a pro forma vote, but I think we should still have a vote on that.
Okay, so two votes. So two votes on the full list and then on the so who wants to start with what are the top three?
So we're looking across 5.
And they can be expense or capital?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And maybe, we don't have.
So the question to start from what we had from, if there's any three people want to put up, I don't think we have to go.
But what did we have last year, just so people hear that?
What did we have last year?
So last year it was the mobile treatment, the intensive mobble treatment.
Yep.
For homeless. 2 Howard Street, which was the, get the building from the feds and turn it into affordable housing. And the third was a group of technology needs from a variety of mostly high schools.
Yes.
I mean, I would advocate for the mental health one again.
Yeah, I would too,
Still-
with everything going on.
You don't see a role in that.
Okay, so would that be, is that exact language of one? Is that in here? Can someone point me to that? Which one it is? I just saw it.
DOHMH number 1 on page 6.
Yeah, page 6.
Is it capital?
Expense page 6.
Okay, so great. Okay, so that's on the list, and then what are the other two? And then we can then have the discussion of how to rank them, and then we can move on. Oh, here.
For the schools, how many of those got technology
There's two
funding
different
last year?
Yeah.
Again, this is the-
Oh, sure. Harvey Milk got money.
Mhm.
They were the big one, and then we have PS3, 25 Martin, and 41 got the yard upgrade. And the chunk of the technology went to Harvey.
Got it.
Collegiate is still asking for technology funding, is still doing it again.
And then the number 3, you still have Harvey Milk on the list.
Oh, yeah,
Should we pull that one?
so pull that one.
And we still have 2 Howard. I think affordable housing continues to be,
Yeah,
I think it's a top 3 issue.
Yeah.
And maybe
Yeah.
it's distilled through 2 Howard, but we could also say it more broadly. I don't know.
I mean, I would definitely say to Howard, I mean, it's one of our last chances to advocate for a large parcel of land to kind of shape, the affordable housing in our district. I think it's very important to keep it on our list as an advocacy point.
Where's 2 Howard?
page
What
4.
age? Okay, sorry. This way.
I think we had it under HPD, or is it the mayor's office?
Yeah, it's on page 4,
HPD.
HPD. Is there anything in here related to Gansevoort?
It's in our district, it's in our narrative, Gansevoort's in our narrative,
Got it.
budget item for Gansevoort,
I did an expense item.
right?
Okay. Expense 6, 7.
For the 2 Howard, we add in the word, so it says allocate sufficient funds for the city to pursue and acquire.
I think that's good.
Because I think
Otherwise-
pursuit is what we need to begin.
Can you text that to me? Or can you say it again?
Sure, it's allocate sufficient funds for the city to pursue.
As the headliner?
No, on the first sentence.
Sorry, it's a little hard to hear.
I get it. I got it.
Got it, okay.
Allocate sufficient funds for the city to pursue and acquire.
Okay, so.
Other-
Condition is the word pursue and the word and.
Okay, I'll-
Got it,
Or
got it.
acquire.
Screen.
Yeah. And I just want to add a little background color on 2 Howard. Eugene and I followed up with city planning about last year's needs, and
Good item.
this is 2 Howard. And we had a good conversation. It
what's
wasn't
the-
on their list, but we had a good conversation with them. And they said, oh, we're so glad that we spoke to you about it because now we understand it better. And they seem, you know, they seem very interested. So I just want to keep, I think it's a good suggestion and I think we're making headway with people.
That's good. That's
Okay, do we have a third one that we were pulling out, or is that somebody want to propose a third one? I'm just gonna share my screen with what I have. No Trello board.
First, could you repeat what the first two are?
It's right here.
Oh.
Is Dabolito anywhere in here?
It has money.
Dapolito has funding. It's just a question of where it's going to be spent.
Right.
Yeah.
How it's going.
I'm gonna put it back in.
How and where, yes.
Yes, and where, you're right.
I was just gonna put where these were located.
Well, I'd still like to advocate for technology again. If one else comes up with a question.
That was like the thing.
Oh, the men's, yeah, the NY, yeah.
I think.
Or we can move
But
that.
that's such a low dollar amount.
Yeah, I know.
And
I know.
it's-
Just,
It's expensive.
affordable.
I think the results.
It's just so.
Housing.
Yeah.
How we.
It's four.
But I'm not sure we can make as much of an immediate impact
Yeah, because it's not a.
by ranking
city.
it top three.
Yeah.
So I don't make it top three. I'm just saying for the resiliency, I think I always think that's important, but I think we can make more of a direct impact by ranking something else in the top three.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna share my screen one more time, and it has the page numbers, so if you want to go read
Want to
it
get people thinking.
closer. I put in bold, oh no, you can't see the name. Oh no, it's over there. To pursue, and you can see that on the,
Mhm.
I'm not putting these in order, it's just put them up. So what's the third?
The other one that, I mean, we're working on it is Canal Street.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just-
I talked to DOT today about whether we should include Canal Street or not. So all the stuff that's happening now is expense, low budget stuff. And the Canal Street, she said it's worth putting in as capital sort of for phase two for the more expensive things that take longer to do. But honestly, I think, I don't know, it's just,
It's a challenge because we're changing administrations again.
yeah, I would just go for the school funding because that happens and that's an easy way to push it. And we can go to the borough president and the council members.
The Canal Street's can come from other sources.
Yeah, and it's also like
Monster.
the monster. And if we were gonna do one monster one, it would be two Howard. So I don't know, I think it's nice to be able to check the box that we achieved one of our three things.
1 out of 3. So what page is that, or what am I pulling? What am I pulling?
You're batting 3-3.
It's just a good batting average.
Great batting average.
And I guess Canal Street,
Nobody does anymore.
I just want to point out, could potentially, right, suffer a similar fate to 34th Street, it's Canal Street now, just a little highway
Oh, good point.
connection,
I know what you mean, though.
right?
Mm.
Just coming out of the tunnel.
Yeah. They're just doing the cosmetic, I mean, they're doing the cosmetic changes because someone died. Sadly, multiple people died.
So what's the third item? Or do we have something on the table for the?
I propose we do.
Sorry, I don't mean to keep, I don't want
I
to.
propose for the third item, technology for Harvest Collegiate High School.
Let me pull that and I'll
I
just,
second it.
That's capital.
okay.
Yeah, capital page 3.
Yeah. So that is what, the first one, okay, so. That, okay, so now what order do we want to put them in? I'm gonna put them up in just a second.
Well, schools can be number 3.
The mobile
I
unit
was-
may be number 1,
I was
just because
wondering
of
if we
our,
could-
just because of our state on the streets.
I got it.
Our streets.
Mobile unit, 2 Howard
Yeah.
schools.
Yeah.
I have a
We don't want the
question about
affordable housing.
Another priority.
Is that-
No, number 2, housing.
Okay, I'm just asking for discussion on that.
Oh.
If we're open to that. I'm just asking, is that what we're deciding to do, is to put affordable housing number 2?
I think so. I mean, I think there's two crises, right? There's like a mental health crisis and there's an affordable housing crisis. I think one and they're both super important.
And the first one is fully in control of the city, and the second one requires cooperation with the federal government that sent ICE troops to Canal Street.
And the first one is so in people's faces right now.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Okay, so then I don't really need to show that on here. We then are, it sounds like, do we have a motion to rank, ranking, evaluate the intensive mobile, I'll put it up, I guess, here is number one. And then, I'm just around, and then there's number one, and then number two, affordable housing at 2 Howard. And then, this is capital page 3. And then we'll have a discussion over the rest to be quickly voted on.
So as part of the discussion on this vote, I was wondering, it seems like the food and nutritional services at the door responding to the, cutbacks from the federal government. It seems like it brings it up pretty high.
Which one are you referring to? What page?
Expense page 13. Youth and community development. We're not changing priorities or switch anything around, but I'm just wondering, I'd like to get other people's opinion of what they know about it or what they think about that funding.
Well, I'm curious how many meals they're providing now and what additional money they need to get to 12,000 meals. And that's Susanna, right? Yeah, so I mean,
How much of them is funded? I wonder how much is funded by the city versus privately funded.
yeah. Yeah, I'm
Good
just,
question.
I mean, it's a good question. I just don't know.
It's a 501c3, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, part of my curiosity is that obviously this is not the only source of.
Yeah, I mean, New York City Public Schools provides, I'm not sure how 12,000 meals. There's 1 million students in New York City. They all get, or 900,000, they all get lunch every day and some get breakfast. So that 12,000 number is quickly dwarfed by other sources. So my gut is this is important, but we don't have anyone here to provide data for us.
I'm looking at the budget consultations this week.
Mhm. What was the feedback on that one from last year? Because was that on last year or is that a new one?
Last year they asked for a library, right?
The door?
The door.
Really?
I thought last year, didn't they ask for a library last year?
I'd have to go look it up. Let me go look.
And this is what they asked for this year, right?
I'm not on, I don't think we have anyone here who's on the Human Services Committee. So let me just see what we had from the door last year. I just don't have it. Resources. Mark, where is this on our
Last year is.
district profile? Yes, found it.
Oh, they're literally almost 50-50 funded from private support and government grants. They got 18 million from the government last year, according to their annual report. I don't know which governments.
That's the question.
Yeah.
Restore the door, refund the restoration.
That means they raised 18 food alone, so the door has extensive.
Library, support the door
Fundraising
food service program.
That has been.
Went to the
by all the cutting.
DYD, the
Percentages. that-
youth
Yeah, we
development.
just don't know.
You don't know.
Do they work at city contracts to do stuff like that, or is that?
I have no idea.
It just has a line item, government grants and contracts in their financial statement.
Because some of the food
12,000
things are
meals.
contracts, right, that they
Yeah.
do to provide a service under the city umbrella. As
Yeah.
opposed to other activities.
Broome Street Academy needed a new library, maybe that was it.
Exactly. Oh.
That's been it. Okay, so. I'll just share what was on the table and then we'll to the other items. So, this is what we're,
Let me just say, yeah,
Uh-huh.
I just want to say one thing. I'm looking up the door, the Broome Street Academy. It's a public charter school, so it does get money. So that probably that $18 million is part of the money from the city of New York, I would say.
We're all making assumptions because we don't really know, so I don't want to make a
Yeah.
decision based on assumptions.
Agreed.
I mean, we could theorize as much as we want.
okay. So this is, it sounds like what we're reaching consensus for. Is that, everybody, any unwillingness to vote on this? Is our top 3 district needs? Okay, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, recusals? Okay. Then on the rest, we need to vote on the rest of this slate. Capital and expense.
Just a formatting ask, whenever we submit the final version, can we delete, because I just copy pasted from last year. Can we delete the agency response from last year?
Yeah, it's actually very helpful. So
It was,
That was good.
because a lot of them they didn't want to do and. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's good to see that.
When you submit it, it automatically populate. If you submit something you submitted previously.
Yeah.
it'll populate it.
It'll populate it itself.
Okay.
Right.
It's on there anyways, just don't have it.
Is there any point in even doing the ones that I mean, I guess agencies can change their minds. Keep it on.
Well, I guess for yours, like for the Hudson Waterfront Resiliency Study on page 5, under expense page 5.
Yep.
We reached, and I'm not trying to call anyone, I'm just, I guess like in general, like, do we have any sort of idea of why they denied it or any advice they gave us for resubmitting it this year?
Whatever advice they gave us, I put into the things that I circulated earlier in the year, but it was very sparse. It was either we like the idea, but we don't have any money, or a flat no.
Okay.
They
But
probably
to
just
keep
feel
in
it's
mind-
not their responsibility.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's
that's
also going to be a new administration.
Right.
Political document,
Yep.
current administration has a couple months left,
Good point.
and 3 great job opportunities. So.
Katie?
Well, as I reported earlier, Eugene and I had a long conversation with the city planning department, and with the unit that tracks the district needs over time. And they said, well, even though we said take it off, leave it on, because the thing that comes in the 10th year, they'll say, oh, they've been putting this on for 10 years in a row, and now we have the money and we know that they really want it. So it may not be that was interesting to hear from them, and helpful too.
That's great. Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. I know this is an extra load for everyone this month. So thanks again, and thanks for making the time to do that and getting it to us. So is there any unwillingness to vote on, yes?
I'm assuming, like, I'm just reading through mine now, actually printed out. If it's like de minimis grammar changes, we can just send those through. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you could, do them so that way we can just incorporate them to one working doc, because this is what we'll send to the full board. Okay.
And then, sorry, I have one last question.
Don't say sorry, because I hear it all day.
We had some people ask, some of the folks on our committee in our meeting, when we were talking about this, were asking about street trees, because those are always popular to fund, and I guess they're pretty regularly funded anyway, so I don't know if there's any point in putting them on here. But people were just asking, like, what committee and agency that'd be. I guess it's parks, right?
Yeah, we did a lot, we've done it
Okay.
previous years, but now I think it's much more formal. I mean,
Yeah.
council members.
Yeah.
Are advocating for.
Okay.
And participatory budgeting.
I just want,
No.
committee asked, so
Yeah.
And then we're voting.
you think it's basically well covered? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you get reports on how many.
Yeah, I get the sense that, like,
Can you
I
put,
think council's all over it. Because it's really popular. I think it got.
Need the language.
Come up with the list for the Belgian blocks. Did people just,
At our meeting.
okay. So, we add that in the future. I'll send you a list of a few.
I'm sorry, what are you saying?
The Belgian blocks.
What about them?
There's some other areas that could be included in there.
I mean, I think we should just add it for next year,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
have a resolution, because to be perfectly honest, they told us to separate the bicycle lanes from the Belgian blocks. And we still, and I know it's a separate project, who knows, it's a separate code. And then they asked, and none of these are happening in the
Exactly.
process.
Well,
So,
I'll send you a list.
Yeah.
To add to your list.
yes, exactly. Thank you.
It's ridiculous.
That's why we should have a fellow
Yes,
look at it.
you want to come up here and say that, because I think that's very,
You're saying
very
that
important.
the Belgian block, every time I turn around and look at another street, there's another street that's sort of, oh, that's a bad block. So if we surveyed everything and had something
That's a
to present to them, I think it would make a lot of sense, because I don't think they're doing anything because they maybe are able to hide in all the different streets, but if we gave them a list and organized thing and said, hey.
Maybe there's someone
Who you said, Othello?
on your
Very good,
committee that
yes,
would like to
fellow.
write
What's
a
Othello?
proposal.
A fellow.
Not you, but someone on your.
I was like, Shakespeare.
Masters for, because this is a very real world type project, right? At the beginning, middle, end, what are the priorities? What's
Really
the value?
material.
And it's a map that could be
I
updated.
know the proposals too.
They're not due until end of August, or it's like September.
Oh, next September.
But you work on it now, because it always comes.
No, when is the written proposal? submitted?
September.
Oh, we didn't
Some
submit.
ways away.
We didn't. No, we didn't, because
Oh.
it wasn't the.
Yeah. So there's no point in submitting, writing a proposal
No, there
right
is,
now.
because then it's done. There is, because then it's, I'm
Ah.
not saying not to put the weight on you, but if there's someone on your committee that's interested in this, that could develop a proposal where you have a long lead time, because there could be other fellow opportunities that come up, but then it always comes in a rush at the end of summer.
Okay.
I really wanted to do kind of a look at how the one last year went, and just, I didn't want to rush. We weren't ready for it.
Survey in the past about curb cuts
Mhm.
in our community board. I think that generated some good results because nobody's coming out to actually do that work. And it's a great project for somebody because it's a real
And
world.
you have to move the trains.
Hi, Emma. Okay, so is there any unwillingness to, or do you want, now that Emma's here, is you wanted to clear up, we did already vote on the top 3 district needs, but if there's anything about the door you wanted to clear it up, maybe Emma could answer.
We've already voted.
That's fine, that's fine. I was just offering. So, okay, so is there any unwillingness to vote on this slate of budget items by agency divided into capital and expense by agency? Is there any unwillingness to vote? Okay, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, recusals? That passes. So that is the end of district needs. And the budget priorities, we will incorporate.
Wow.
We will incorporate the text so that it all melds together. As I know, there's several different writing styles, so thank you to those who submitted, and we will work on that. So let's go to standing committee reports. So I'm going to go in kind of the order we have the meetings for the month, so.
Yeah, we went over.
Arts.
March 1, September 30.
Well, hold on real quick. I have them here. Let me just move this budget stuff to the end. Okay.
Street activities is the first meeting in November.
Well, let's just quickly, let's go with what we have coming up. So we close out the month with, we'll start out with schools and ed.
Oh, okay. We met in September and we had Superintendent Kelly McGuire come and give an update of the state of our schools in District 2. He reported that enrollment was up by 1,000 students overall. PS 130 had a decline. He highlighted some strong state exam results. They're going to continue to roll out the Wit and Wisdom curriculum still. And there was a small discussion about 75 Morton's under enrollment that they're going to reevaluate. They didn't put any further. There was a smooth rollout of the new no cell phone policy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he says he's doing, what is it? Like coffee catch conversations at certain schools. So there's one coming up at PS3 in November. So that's how you know, let everyone know about. And that was basically, and then we went into our district needs discussion.
Awesome.
And then, is it next Monday, we have a discussion on
Yes.
75 Morton and and what the CEC is and meeting some new members potentially. That's it.
Okay. Thank you. Human Services. Emma, did you want to give a report?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, folks, and good to see you all. Sorry I can't be with you. We had our regularly scheduled meeting on September 25th. In that meeting, we had a presentation by the Mayor's Office of Community Mental Health on the Be Heard program. We learned about the operations and eligibility for calls and just generally how that works and the challenges that they're encountering. We did have a resolution that emerged from that specific presentation, which we voted on unanimously in that meeting. Additionally, we had a resolution that we voted on, should have gone in order of our votes, but also in the meeting, we voted on a resolution that actually emerged from a June meeting on H&H Bellevue Hospital in light of the closure of Mount Sinai. So that was a little bit later, but we didn't have quorum in that original meeting, so we circled back and made sure everyone was aligned. That vote was also unanimous. And then finally, we had a presentation of a resolution regarding the use of masks by ICE agents that we also voted on. The vote was unanimous in that meeting. So 3 resolutions coming out, one that was directly related to the conversation and presentation we had in that meeting.
Okay.
We also discussed our district needs, but sounds like that all went well. Thank you all.
Good. I'm just going to share the agenda for November while you're here. And any questions on that? Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Emma. So next we're going to go to traffic. Which I know is
So no worries. We primarily focused on our district needs assessment last month. And we had a hard stop meeting that was only an hour and a half long.
How did that go?
That was
tight.
Pardon me?
Was that very tight?
No, it ended up being quite
good.
Successful.
Okay.
And then the meatpacking bid presented sort of their preliminary feedback for what we wanted in terms of parking for that month, for their report, and they're going to be coming back with us with their findings. So I think they got some good feedback from the committee. And the key issue for next month is we've been coordinating with DOT, Community Board 1, 2, and 3. They have a joint meeting on Canal Street, since if you're on Canal Street and you're crossing north to south, you're crossing from either staying within CB3 or going CB2 to CB1 or some other combination. And we have a call tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have a meeting tentatively on October 30th, which is a Thursday, at a location that's going to be near Canal Street and centrally located. We're just sort of going back and forth on format.
We've been asking for this since the end of September, beginning of October.
Yeah, I mean,
this is not the lack of planning or delay on our end. It's more been getting the response back from the agency.
Yeah. And we want to have a presentation to the public of what's planned, and they want to have sticky notes and stuff like that.
Yep. Great, thank you. And then not meeting in November, or you are meeting, we'll meet, I'll update that.
Well, yeah, we're not meeting on the 28th, hopefully on the 30th.
Yes. Okay. And so then street activities?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty standard meeting. I don't think there's anything really necessary to call out. Nothing, I think, crazy controversial this month. We continue to deal with, onslaught of pop-ups and commercial activities.
I did put this slide in. I updated, this was from an outcome from one of the 6-month outlook that you had. And this was the streets that were in the letter from Councilmember Marte. You did report on this at the September Executive Committee, but we didn't have the streets to show everyone, so we can.
Oh, great. Yeah, and these are not exhaustive, but these are some of the ones that we've recognized as being issues. A lot of them are Little Italy, pretty much all of them Little Italy and Soho, except for 137 Perry. So yeah, I mean, if anyone has any other ideas, we're kind of constantly brainstorming what can be done other than continuing to push for sidewalk permits when these pop-ups have lines that spill onto the sidewalk. But yeah, we're always open to ideas.
Okay.
We're continuing to focus on that. And then, either next month or December, we're going to look to have a recap of San Gennaro. Because last year we waited way too long, we waited until this year to do it kind of like a month before. And we decided we should actually have a recap like while it's still fresh. So we're going to try to do that in the next month or two.
Okay, great.
Want to bring up something that Emma brought up at the SLA meeting.
Erica?
Erica, sorry. I was just looking at Emma on here on my Zoom. The biggest issue that we're seeing are lines and sidewalk cafes combined in a similar fashion to pop-ups. And that is, it would be helpful to have a unified position on the board on the use of sidewalk space for pop-ups, lines, et cetera, so that we can be consistent across all of our committees, because the issue is always the same, right?
Yeah.
It's use of public space. And if you get it from the city for one area, can you have more space than beyond what you're allotted? So you guys are looking at lines and stuff for pop-ups, but then the rest of the space is for the public. I mean, it's self-explanatory, but I just bring it up because it's becoming the main issue, right?
And most
across a lot of different things.
And most of these pop-ups are happening in areas where space is really limited. I mean, especially the Little Italy ones, it's so cramped.
Yeah, the sidewalks are tiny.
So yes, competing for limited public space, it's a big issue.
Yeah, and I guess I'm just saying it might be helpful if your committee leads it, is just, you can only use so much percentage of the public space devoted to private interests. And then that would be helpful for, I think the SLA committee could also incorporate that type of a position when we have very.
Just say the clear path needs to be
destination,
maintained.
we have super destination restaurants that have people wait in lines. And then they're waiting in line in what's supposed to be the sidewalk for everybody else. But there are ways to work around that, right? And there's a lot of electronic ways to do that, line reservation systems.
Which we push for.
Right.
Yeah.
So it'd be helpful if we keep
At a board
pushing it,
position.
because I think the more we push it, the more accessible and acceptable doing it that way would be for the businesses.
Yeah, let's think about, let's talk more about how exactly what that looks
You
like.
do for the top down so that it.
Yeah,
Thank you. Anything else?
that's it.
Great, thanks. Donna?
Yeah, nothing really extraordinary. Busy months. I think we had about 29 applications in total on each committee. We heard 18 on it. Was a very even split. One night went quicker than the other. And one of our topics was exactly what Carter was just mentioning, because we had 5 restaurants in a block and a half area that all have sidewalk lines that are adding sidewalk cafes. And so it had mentioned this and the stipulations. They've agreed to put in some kind, I got wording from Erica of what you sort of use
Oh, good.
for the reservation or just a text-based messaging. And then I also added a stipulation that said there would be no lines in the clear path. So they trying to be like, you either have a sidewalk or you have a line, but you don't have both.
I mean, there's actually one thing I thought of on that too, is like, we've had a couple situations where we've actually told applicants they need to apply for a separate curb lane permit with barriers to put the line there, because there's no way to keep the sidewalk clear. So that's one option people can have, is you actually put the line in the curb lane and you have protected barriers.
Right.
Just something I thought of too.
Okay.
That's it for me.
Great. I said your remaining meetings on there. All right, parks?
Yeah, at our meeting, we just discussed our priorities. Our district.
Yeah, no resolutions.
No resolution.
And then we'll get the updated bullet points for you on Jackson Square and Abingdon Square.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Great.
So, yeah, that was it.
Okay.
You can read it all in the notes and in the.
Thank you. Thank you. Land use and housing?
Sure. Our topic this month was primarily on the budget needs for fiscal year 27. Yeah, we discussed our priorities as well as had input on the updated narratives for this coming year. So that was kind of our meeting this month.
Thank you. Okay, so no resolutions for venues, no resolutions for parks. Great, thank you. All right, so let me move the spotlight. Okay, so then next we have landmarks. Are you giving the landmarks report?
Yes.
Okay.
There's really not much to report. We had several applications at each. It was interesting discussion, certainly, as always, but we might need a second meeting in November. And that was one thing that Chenault wanted to note, but we don't actually have that set in stone yet. We don't know if that is going to be needed. It's a possibility.
We won't know until November 6th, Thursday the 6th, likely.
Yes.
Right, okay. All right. See where that nets out. Thank you. Okay, so that's landmarks and then cannabis.
We met, was that yesterday?
Yes, it was.
I know.
Yesterday.
Yes.
We met yesterday. We had 2 agenda items. We had a renewal for Dagmar just down the street at 412 West Broadway, and a review and of the proposed regulations around cannabis showcase events and event permits process. The renewal was a basic renewal, and it was approved. And then the proposed regs, really, the committee felt that it wanted to do a deeper dive, and the deadline to comment is after our November full board. So we decided to table it and really,
Okay.
Get at it for November.
Hence the robust meeting in November.
Yes.
Okay.
And we got 2 applications in that time. So one came in today and one came in previously. So we have 2 applications, one very challenging, both very challenging, actually. And those proposed regs for the events.
Okay. Any other comments? Great. Quickly on outdoor dining working group, there's now an enclosed sidewalk cafe application on the outdoor dining on the Dining Out NYC website. So we'll be taking a look at what all that entails and I guess anticipating those coming in. So more to come on that. And there's also legislation out to amend the Dining Out NYC rules. And with that, so more to come on that. Is there any new business? Is there a motion to adjourn? So Susan and Will. All right. So with that, we are adjourned at 7:44 p.m. Thank you, everyone online, and tune in on Thursday.
How will we discuss this on Thursday? Is it,
All right.
you gonna do digital districts at the end?
If we could, are we have